Okay, so we're recording now. Hi, Christian.
Hello, John.
So you said that you wanted to play the France Liszt piece today?
Well, the thing is that I went for to practice it on Thursday, on Saturday, with Dr. K, and I had a lot of trouble on the second to last page with the triplets on the left hand.
Okay. Um, I mean, you practiced it since then, right?
I've tried to with a metronome, but now that I'm looking at the music, I'm getting even more lost, and I
Huh.
don't know why.
Oh, okay. So how about, it's been a while since I've heard this piece. How about you just play it from top to bottom if you're comfortable,
Okay.
and we'll see from there. Okay, yeah, that was really nice. First of all, I hear like a lot of improvement, as in um, maybe the way you shape your melodies, and in some places I do hear that you worked a little more on your workings on your crescendos and your decrescendos. Um, so kudos to you for that. Um, before we before I do get into it, I do want to say that I noticed that in the more difficult parts, um, you tend to perhaps not stick to tempo, maybe because I mean it is kind of difficult. Um, and of course, and I'm mostly referring to the second time the A section returns, and this would be like on page. Um, it's literally right after the B section.
Page 3.
Yes, after the hold up, after the descending scale, I believe,
Yes,
on
page 3
page 3. So,
on the bottom.
yes, yes, exactly. Like on right there on the bottom, even I think like on page 4. Um, And I know that part is difficult. I mean, that's more on you. You know, you would have to practice that more slowly, more efficiently. So I do want to uh, let you know about that. That I mean, even though it's difficult, those parts might be the most that you would need to practice on, so it could sound even regarding tempo. The triplets were nice. The ones that you were worried about, that was nice. One thing that I did notice though. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Where is it? It's another one of those like canta, I guess like a little cantabile section again. I do notice that you have like you're bringing out this voice on the left hand. It's like while there's like a right hand melody. If I remember that page. Okay, here we go. It should be the second to last page on page 7.
Uh-huh.
Do you see that page?
Yes, I'm second to last. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Um, it does say Dolce Siempre again. I don't know if it's your keyboard again that it's maybe on a loud volume. Pero while you do want to bring that top note out in the left hand, I wouldn't say that it should interfere that much with the melody. You know, um, I think in my opinion that's being brought out a little too much.
So I mean that might be. I mean I maybe I'm doing it wrong, but also my microphone is on the left side of the keyboard, so
Uh
this
huh.
side is louder.
This
So that could
oh,
be. Um,
do you want to maybe try voluming your keyboard like you did the last time?
it's the same volume as last time.
It's the same volume as last time.
Yeah.
Well, can you
I
try
mean
and do
like
that? Can you try and do that again? Maybe.
I lowered the volume by
Okay.
10 clicks. See if
Try
that.
and keep that in mind. I think you have to do it. Okay, that was pretty good. So yeah, yeah. I mean, again, like I don't know if it's the mic again, but on the crescendo part, when it says crescendo, it's
What line? Oh,
the
okay.
oh right. This is the third system
Okay.
on the A augmented chord, I think it is.
Yeah.
Do you see that? I feel like right there you're already maxing out on your dynamics because I
Yeah.
mean I don't hear any growth of dynamics from there, you know, like it to me all of that sounds loud, loud, loud. Like I don't hear like a grow.
Yeah. So I know my loudest point is the C sharp
Uh-huh.
and the second line, but
Right,
I mean,
because yeah, because right. So like you were saying the loudest should be that C sharp minor chord at the very last system of that page.
yes.
So I mean, you don't want to totally max out. you know, when you haven't even reached that beautiful climax on the very last system. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. So I'm sorry to do this again, but try and keep that in mind. Maybe try running this page again, and
Um,
yes, the page 7,
okay.
and just remember this C sharp minor chord. That I mean that's your loudest, you know, in this section. So if you could just grow and grow till there, um, that would be ideal, I think. Yeah, yeah, that was, oh, sorry to cut you off there. Yeah, that was definitely the I could sense that you got that um idea, and you I think you did it pretty well. The one thing that I would say, and of course, I mean this is, I mean I didn't let you finish. Um when you have that consoma passione part right here in that C sharp, I think honestly that since that is the section that, you know, that we're anticipating, I think you should go all out. I mean, on the dynamics.
That's the loudest I can. Loudest I can
Yeah, yeah, no,
go.
no, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. But I mean, don't do not go any the volume. Don't decrescendo, like, because I feel like you're consciously decrescendoing. Because at the end of that, we do finally have the decrescendo at the end. Um, oh, whatever that part. Yeah, that part you're finally decrescendoing, and then that triplet climax that you mentioned. Um, I think that part will help with the decrescendoing as well. But I mean, that little section, the consoma passione, to that decrescendo chord, it's like a yeah. That I mean that part you I mean you start decrescendoing because you're going into the next into the coda, whatever it is. Um, so yeah, in that section, go all out. It's a very passionate moment, and then don't falter and keeping it loud because you're eventually gonna go back down in the end to finish it off. Can you play that section for me again?
Number seven again.
Yes, but actually start on the C sharp chord on your climax.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was really good actually. That was very very well done. Um. So okay, yeah, and I mean your triplets, your descending triplets that you're worried about. I mean, they're fine to me.
We'll see with Dr. K tomorrow.
I mean, to me they were fine. You even grew. I mean, there were no technical issues. You crescendoed. You, I mean, your those were fine to me. That was great. So, do you have any questions about that? Those last two pages that I mentioned, or not? Or no?
No, no, I understand.
You understand? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay. Actually, one thing that I was gonna say is I really like that you integrated the march rhythm that we talked about. It makes the music sound more dramatic when you do that march style. Oh, what is it? Or whatever that is. That sounds really great. Um, I would just say that, I mean, if you're gonna keep it, make sure to keep it consistent. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it sounds great. I do notice that there are some moments though where you kind of don't use it, and I mean that's what I would say. Just make sure to keep that. If you're gonna go for that style, I think I would just keep that consistent. You know, um, I think you, I think it's somewhere in the first page. Do you want to try maybe playing the first page? Maybe if I hear anything. Okay. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that was present throughout. I would just, I one place where I did notice was in this B octave around the one, two, three, fourth measure. It's like a little pickup.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, that would be like a little area where maybe you didn't do it. Um,
I mean, there are 16 notes as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they're just, yeah, they're just little suggestions, little areas. I just know that when I do that, I mean, I try to keep it consistent. But yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I would just keep that in mind.
Okay,
Yeah,
noted.
yeah, yeah. Um, besides that, there's that seems to be, I mean, all I can really see. Is there any more questions for me?
Uh, no, I got everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Honest. I mean, honestly, besides those little um when you keep in mind of those dynamics, crescendos, decrescendos, when not to max out, um, and stuff like that. That seems to be the biggest issue. And of course, what also seems to be the other big issue is you need to really practice those more difficult parts, you know, because you could do it. I hear you, you could do it, but you need to make sure that you practice it more. That way, you could keep the tempo nice and even and play those heavy runs on the left hand.
I understand. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. There's like Doctor Kinsella said. There's times where I don't know why I've been playing perfectly, but then I will play it and I play the wrong rhythms or even the
Uh,
wrong notes sometimes.
yeah, no, and I mean, wrong notes are fine. Wrong notes are fine. You know how it is. I mean, just you have to keep going. And like I said, it's just repetition. Just repetition that will keep you grounded when you're nervous. Because to me, the triplets, like I said, the triplets were fine, and that's pretty much it. I think this piece is pretty great. Otherwise, besides those little sections you need to work out on your own.
Mhm.
So is that good? Are you good? Do you have any more questions for me?
No, sir, I don't.
All right. Well, um, I'm excited to hear it. So maybe next week we'll go ahead and listen to this piece. All right. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.